Hey everybody, this is MyCollectables coming back with another video. This is my roster review video for the month of May 2022. This is where I break down my collection, show you my gains and losses over the last couple of months, talk to you about my strategies and what I'm doing, and explain a little bit about my collection, my thoughts, my direction, and also just to kind of have a conversation about keeping track about your collection and where you're at, because I think that's really important, everybody, to keep track of where you're at, to see how you're doing, write the numbers down, and I'm going to show you how I do it. Now, I've done this video a couple times before, but I haven't done it in the month of April. I actually switched my focus quite a bit in the month of April, so I decided to wait until the end of this month, the end of May, basically, going into June, where I can then basically, show you where I've been going and what I've been doing, and then I like your feedback as well. Let me know what you've been doing with your collection and what your focus is on as we get so close to MTL, as we just had Star Wars. I mean, it's been a crazy month. So if you like the video, hit like after you watch it, or right now, that would be great. You can also subscribe to my channel if you want. I would love that. That would be awesome to see you again. And you can even join as a member, and then you get your free Drophead NFT. That's great. You can follow me on Twitter. The link is in the description below. I will follow you back there, and we can talk together quite a bit there. And also, there's my Discord server. We have a nice community growing with the Drophead NFTs that we have. So if you want to get in on that, that would be awesome as well. So let's get into it. Now, I've done this video before, like I said, and I'm going to show you the numbers from the past. I always like to compare to where I was. That was kind of the point of me making this, was to show a progression of where I've been, at least since December of last year. That's when I first did my first sort of review, because I was in the beginning of October of 2021. That's when I joined the app. So after a couple of months, I did a little bit of a review, and it all comes from my business background of, owning my own collectibles store and selling collectibles online and all that kind of stuff. I always had to keep detailed books, so I like to keep a detailed thing. Now, this is just an overall view. You won't see my actual accounting, but you'll just see the overall view. So let's get into it a bit. We'll just go back in time. In December of 2021, this is what it looked like for me, all right? I had spent 3,400 gems in the app, and I had a total value of the stuff that I owned at the time was 9,800. So I had gains of about 6,400 gems at that particular time. No Master Collector daily points. We hadn't even started calculating them. It was not even out yet, really. And so that was sort of, I was at my first month. I was doing really good at that point. I really loved it. I had some golden moments. It was an interesting month, right? So then we skip ahead a little bit, and we had January. Now, January, towards the end of it, that's when we had a giant explosion in the app. A lot of prices went sky high. It was quite unbelievable. My purchase price at that point was 8,892 gems. And then my total market value of what I owned at the time was 37,000. And so I had gains of about 28,000 gems. That is incredible, of course, right? So, that was January, in case you weren't around at that time. And then we started calculating Master Collector. I was getting about 89.75 points. That's what I would have been getting if the program was live that day. So I started to kind of calculate it, and that was quite an amazing month. Then we saw a turn in the markets as we saw stuff start to dip. And you can see my total purchase price at this point went to like 15,000, and that's how much the collectibles I had in my collection were worth, that I paid for them. And then the total market value was about 23,000, so my gains dropped down to just under 8,000 at that time, and my Master Collector points went to about 61. So I was doing a lot of different things during February, trying to figure out which grails to go after, trying to figure out what to do with the app and everything. And I had a lot of different focuses during these times, and but I've kind of come around in the last couple months to what my real focus is, and that's just the way the game is. You just slowly progress, right? And so that was the month that we started to have dips. And then March, we had some dips go even more. So the total purchase price of the collectibles I had in the app were 11,000 at that point, if you added up how much I paid for them. My total market value was 17,500, and then of course the gains on that was 6,400 and something. So I was kind of back to where I was in December, right? So I had this huge peak like everybody did, and then it kind of resurfaced now, but I was still in the green during this whole time, which has been great. I actually haven't had a month where I've been down in terms of how much my collectibles have been worth, if compared to how much I paid for them. So that's really good. I feel like I'm doing really good in the app, even though we've had quite a long bear market here, as they call it, Anyway, my gem balance at the time too was 2,100, because I was trying to keep gems ready, and this was getting ready for the big Star Wars month that we had. So that's sort of what I was doing at the time. But I ended up spending a lot of those on secret rares, because that was my new focus. my vault value complete. I started to collect, started to adjust the way I was calculating things. So I just combined my gems and my market value of the items I had to do a vault value, and it was about 19,700. That was my total value. And then my master collector points, they started to get a little bit higher. They went over 100. That's how much I would be collecting per day, if I was actually, the program was launched. So it's not launched yet, as we know, but I still want to keep track because I'm thinking, not that far ahead. It's going to be here very soon now. So that's really great. So that was March. So I didn't do one in April, all right, because April I actually had a change in strategy. I actually started going really heavy into secret rares, and that's kind of what I'm doing from now on out. As far as I know, I can't imagine doing any other kind of strategy. I'm going after, obviously, grails and things like that. Like I managed to get a Todd and all that kind of stuff. But my real focus has been the secret rare comic books as well, because they're so limited and, they're just so amazing to attain. And they give you great points for Master Collector. So that's where my focus changed. So all of April, I was kind of, figuring my way out through that. And then once May came along, I was also doing the same thing as well. So through April and May, I was basically, doing this strategy and just kind of revamping my whole roster. So now I'm ready to show you where I'm at. It's been a little while, but it's a journey on this app, right? So here we go. So this is kind of how I do it. And I know you can't really see this too well because it's, zoomed, this is quite small, but this is sort of just a one screenshot of a page that I have where I keep track of everything. And basically in the top here, I keep track of all my comic books, and down below I keep track of all my collectibles, and I have a couple of columns where I do, how much I purchased it for, how much it's going for in the market, and I update it every, week or so. And then also on the far column, I have how many Master Collector points I'm going to get, and then I add them all up, and I do a little synopsis in the corner, a little thing right there, and then I'll show you that on the next screen. But basically, that's how I do it. I get in here, I kind of like, show all the ones I have. I was keeping edition numbers too on a lot of them, so I have to add those in still. But you can see I got the rarities. You can see all the secret rares that I now own, if you could even see that close. And you can see my purchase price and my market value. So my comic books are interesting because I made these switches, lately. My comic books are really interesting. So I've spent about 8,500 gems. That's how much my comic books cost me. And they're worth right now about 7,100. So they've gone down even since I bought them over April and May, but that's okay because these are long-term holds for me. These are secret rares, most of them. And then I've been stacking commons and uncommons as well. And so I'm down about 1,400 on my comic books right now, but my master collector points are like 186 a day. That's generally what I'm going to be getting just for my comics. And we'll see how that, really affects my roster in the future. But I think that's really going to be good for Matt. Like I'm really focused on that as we move forward. I started doing this, like I said, about a month and a half ago in the beginning of April. I really started to, I was like, I need to start getting secret rare comics. I really need to start getting those points per day, the 6 that they give you, and the rarity of them. They're so rare and so there's only 600 of most of them. So I really wanted to focus on scarcity and go after all the good ones too, right? And then down here we have, my collectibles, and I show them all right here, and then I have the purchase price as well, and then the same thing, market value. And my collectibles are actually doing really well. They're up about 4,000 from where I actually purchased them, and then the master collector points as well. So I add them all up, right? So then I get my little total up in the corner. I'll show you that right now. As we can see, so this is my total for May. So this is different from, if you look at the last month, if I just really recap really quickly on my last month, like I said, I was up about 6,400, okay, on my last month there, and 103 master collector points per day I would be getting. And now my strategy is different. So now I'm up only about 2,600 because a lot of these secret rares that I bought more recently haven't, gone up since I've got them. I've just been acquiring them. So now I'm actually about 2,600 up as opposed to 6,300 up at this particular moment. But I'm going to watch how this changes over time because those secret rares to me are going to keep going slowly and slowly up. And once we hit the MTL, I really think they're going to become a lot scarcer. My total market value is about 18,000 for my, combined collectibles and comics. And then the gem balance I have is only about 265 at the moment. I spent a lot of them on Vader, as we know. And my total vault value is about 19,000. So you can see my vault value from actually back here, if I scroll back really quick, about 19,000 back in March. And it's close to the same here. So basically, I just swapped everything over and went after secret rares instead. Now I'm at a point where I'm going to see how they grow over time. But what I really increased on over the last month or so was my daily master collector points. I'm going to be getting, just at this moment, 233 per day. Okay, that's kind of how I'm estimating it when I actually read their article and everything. And I think that's really important. I don't know what number is going to be like really important. Like, is it going to have 500 a day or whatever? But I think I'm sitting pretty good right now with those secret rares. They're giving me 6 points a day. They're going to anyway once the program opens. So I'm really excited about that. So that's where I've at. And then if you actually look at my secret rare collection, it's really started to round out. I have 21 now. I'm going to keep going, get as many ones as I can. The most recent one I just got actually was I just picked up the Peggy Carter first appearance with Captain America, because we just got the Captain America comic today, Avengers 4, so that's also on my target right there. And my other most recent one that I picked up during the Vader weekend was the Nick Fury one, and those ones to me were key and crucial. And the greatness is you can pick up ones right now for really good, and they give you those Master Collector, and they're so rare. So I'm really focused on secret rare. So anyway, like I said, that's where I'm sitting at right now. So every month that I've been in the app, I've been in the green, as they say. And this is not financial advice investing. This is just me as a collector. I always like to make sure that I'm on top profiting. My comic books are under for the first time, but that's because I went and picked up secret rares all through the month, and they've come down a little bit. Darth Vader really decimated the app. Everybody was trying to get gems for that, including me as well. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. I'll do another video coming up probably at the end of June. I'm going to see how this goes, right? But I'm thinking long term with all of my stuff here. So let me know what you think as well, everybody. I hope you liked the video. Smash like if you did. I'll see you in the next video, and happy collecting.